What is up, my people? Welcome back to another edition of Singles of the Week. I'm your boy Nassim the Dream, and we have a shit ton of songs that I really want to talk about. So this week's Singles of the Week is going to be a big compact of not only new songs that came out this week, but also a good amount that came out last week. Like I said, I missed a lot of tunes, some that I really think are worth mentioning. And listen, we're just gonna dive right into it. So let's talk about these new singles. And we are gonna begin with Magdalena Bay's deluxe single. The full deluxe record, by the way, is out right now. This song that I will be talking about is called Unconditional. So I'm definitely enjoying this one right off the bat very, very much. It's got a little funk, synth pop fuse to it. Great sequences that go into some like cool phasing elements and just moments. Awesome embellishments and transition points on the track as well. I'm definitely loving this one. I think what I'm hearing right now, you guys should definitely try it out and give it a listen for yourself. If you guys never even had the chance to dive into Magdalena Bay, you need to fix that right now. Next up is this new Floating Points track with some dance elements and some experimental elements on the track, Problem. So it's a nice house blend with some thick warm bass and like scatty drum loops. And if you listen carefully, some interesting envelopes modules and some of the sounds that are so subtle but make their way into it like so well that it gives this song like a sway to it, which I actually really, really like about it. It's still got that futuristic feel to it on the production as well, which Floating Points executes so well. So yeah, this is also another track I'm really, really loving. You should definitely check it out. And then we got another brand new 1975 single out with a little slow jam balladry with All I Need to Hear. It almost sounds like a Phil Collins track, just pacing wise. That's really, really what it reminds me of. I think overall it's okay. There's cool moments on here and additions on the song that I find very, very interesting. Like I really think Maddie could have been a little bit more emotional on the vocals, just a tad more. I think that would have really, really done it for me. Because like I said, there's moments on the instrumentation and the things that they add in there with like certain like sound design elements that are cool. Like I think that are like really, really nice. It's a kind of an empty mix in a way. Like sometimes I feel like there could be a little bit more background noise to not make this feel like just random isolated sounds coming in there. Like I said, like maybe Maddie being a little bit more emotional would have maybe kept my attention more and have these things just come in and left and right, and it would have been really amusing to me. But I think overall it's just okay. That really, really would have done it for me. And yeah, it's just some traditional style pop music, and I think that's overall okay. And then we already got Poppy out with a new banger. It is called FYB. Full throttle head banging track, full of adrenaline. The guitars sound very, very rusted, making this feel so gritty. There's some great synth pop elements trickled on here as well. It's almost like a bonus track to her last EP, Eat. It's a solid pick on the list for sure. I highly recommend this one for y'all. And then we got a brand new single from abstract hip hop artist Billy Woods. The title is Pollo Rico. I'm enjoying what's being layered onto the background. It's got some synth embellishments along with some ambient noise in the background that I think are very, very nice. The bulk of the instrumental is followed with like an ooh vocal sample, which and on top of that, Billy is doing his thing on here. It's solid, like a great addition under Billy's belt. It's soothing play. One of my favorites by him at the moment too. Yeah, I'm enjoying it a lot indeed. Next, Alan Walker and Trevor Daniel getting a little bit of a team up with the song Extremes. This one hits a lot better and more unique than I first thought, just off the glimpse of it. There's interesting choices made on the vocals, giving this the type of edge you would hear on like some newer like emo trap, but a little bit more with some like noise elements, but also with a dance twist, which is kind of assumed. But honestly, the production sounds so cool to me. It keeps the track very, very interesting. It's not bad at all. I think it's a pretty decent listen. Then next up, Lorna Shore is just constantly, and I mean constantly dropping heat, y'all. Pain Remains 2. After All I've Done, I'll Disappear is the title of this brand new track. God fucking damn it, dude. This band just does not miss. Will Ramos does it again on here, making this sound even more harrowing, more relentless, more punishing. I think I like this better than the last track, for sure. Better breakdowns, better solos, just everything is boosted at least by double on the song, at least. I'm seriously obsessed with what the band's been doing lately. My YouTube feed right now is just full of Lorna and full of Will Ramos right now. Like, that's how much I've been really bumping them lately. Like, they're amazing. This song is fantastic. Bloody fantastic. You should check it out. And then we got new Shygirl out with her track Shlut. And by the way, her full record is also out, by the way. And just to mention, I love her titles. I just love her personality. There's so much on here. That's one of my favorite parts about Shygirl. But yeah, another solid track on this list that I am mentioning to you guys. I'm loving it, transitioning into from hip-hop beats to like some alluring harmonies onto the track. It's very, very, very satisfying to get to. Solid production, solid writing. The execution is all here. Like, not a moment where I think Shygirl is being dull, being boring, being bland. She's just, like I said, personality is what's really making her super exciting. Like, she did it again. Good job, girl. I'm loving it. Keep it up. And then we also have a brand new Freddie Gibbs record out as well. This track that I will be talking about is called Pain and Striffe. It also features rapper Offset. I think overall it's okay. It showcases some singing from Freddie that overall it's alright to me. The beat isn't too bad, and Offset doesn't have me like thirsting, but he puts on a show, I guess. And also the ending sequence. I will say the ending sequence though, it has like this like symphony type of like episode, and it's very, very lovely. It's a great transition. It's a great end off. It's a great cool down to the track. Easily the best part about the song. Like, but yeah, it's decent. So hopefully I'm gonna really, really dig this record. It's seeming like we're gonna be in a little more in the modern trap phase for this new album. So let's hope I get my opinion on it out soon. And I also wanted to talk about this most recent Alice Glass single. It's called Lips Apart. I'm digging the synth pop aesthetics on here for sure. And I feel like things on the track, such as the vocals, they just pop out very awkwardly at times. Like, and it's very messy. Like, I feel like this entire thing is just poking out, and thresholds are just constantly changing at certain points with the compression, and things are just not staying level. They're just bursting out, and it's very it's a lot of fatigue to my ears. It's uncomfortably loud at moments, and unfortunately it ruins the track. I'm not into it. Next up is this new track from Kid Cudi called My Drug. This is another track for his upcoming show Intergalactic. So I thought that this was kind of whatever. It's a mellow track, and with not much movement involved into the beat. It's pretty stale and just linear, I guess. But it sounds more like a song for like a transition scene into the show. Not really that much of a track you kind of play isolated, just on its own as a single, like how it's being released. It's not terrible. I'm not gonna say that. I just didn't really get much out of this. But I guess if you're a Cudi fan, you're probably gonna enjoy it. But I'm just kind of in on. Next up is another new single from Arctic Monkeys. The title is Body Paint. Continuing on with some more Baroque pop influences, working in some more electric guitars this time that I think are really, really exciting. Great pieces of instrumental work all around. Alex Turner sounding amazing as usual, and on top of all that, I think I'm enjoying this one a little bit more than the last track. It's still a slow burner. It requires patience, but overall it's good. And the next up, Baby Tate project is also out right now, guys. Like I said, there's so much music out right now. Like, I miss so much. It's crazy. 1 week on top of another, and it's just fucking nuts. But yeah, so the track that I will be talking about by Baby Tate is Differences. So I actually first heard this song from a performance at Lollapalooza, so I was certainly excited to hear the studio version to see how it would be. The bass is very aggressive on here, but her flow is still on point, like really, really on point. Execution is great. The hook is very catchy and memorable. I like the vocal breaks into the bridge. There's great singing on here. I'm into it. It's a wavy track. Then Tate McRae is back with some more bland, boring trap pop fuses that are just beating a dead horse with no fresh material. It's Judo. Next up is a new single from rapper Roddy Rich. The title is Stop Breathing. This is one of the more tolerable Roddy tracks that I've heard in most recent. He's not picking an awfully paced flow this time, how he's been most recently doing on some of these songs. It's just been fucking awful. He actually keeps on beat, and it works. It finally, yeah. I don't know why you even thought you were on some like Lil Durk or G Herbo type shit, bro. But the beat is just whatever, though. That's the only thing that's really, really lacking on here. That it really could have been something better, but at the same time, it could have been worse. So this track isn't too bad, I guess. And then we got a little R&B team up with Ciara and Summer Walker onto the track Better Thangs. And, you know, I like the chemistry between the two. They sound nice with each other for sure. But this instrumental is just flat out poor. It gives no support to these ladies at all. Again, I like how these two sound with each other. But the production side of things, it just wasn't thought out well. Like, the writing could have been way better. But no, it's terrible. It's, like, again, the girls, they sound great. But, yeah, no. Doesn't help him at all. Not at all. Well, not well enough in my opinion. Next is Maluma with his new track Juno, and I'm not getting anything out of this one at all. This one is just one of the more boring cuts of Maluma that he's most released recently. He's just not putting anything enough in for me on the song. Plus the instrumental just sucks in general. Very, very plain. Not good. Next is country pop star Shayna Twain with her track Wake Up Dreaming. It's certainly a very commercial release and it feels pop rock. I'm not really too sure how many people will feel about it. Maybe they might enjoy it, especially if they're a Shayna Twain stan. I'm back and forth on it because the hook isn't really tasty to me, and the whole thing rides along this track and it lacks with excitement. It doesn't really have anything in there for me, and I was really hoping for a lot more out of the song, but sadly I don't get that here. I don't really know. It's just a tough one. I don't want to give this the red, but I don't think it deserves the yellow. So, oh man, I'm about to play it fair, man. I'm gonna have to give it the red. I don't think I'd ever play it again. Then we got this new Smashing Pumpkins single called Beguiled. Beguiled. I don't know. It's a solid rock track though, man. There's some great riffs on here. Sick muted rhythm guitars on the verses as well. Also loving what's going on with the bridge on here. It makes me visualize this sort of like a light show going on with it. Everyone's been really anticipating a new Smashing Pumpkins record, and I certainly have. I love the band, and judging by their age, the way they still play is amazing. I think they're really onto a decent start with this track so far, so let's hope they capitalize. And then this new Bruce Springsteen track is also out with a little romance novel rock ballad that's just kind of The title is called Do I Love You? Indeed I Do. This track I feel like we heard a million times, but I'm sure the OGs will fall for it. But at the same time, I wasn't disappointed with my play just because I didn't really expect that much from Bruce. This is kind of what I was expecting in a way. So it's like, it's a jam kind of OG fest. It's insane. And then we got Smino out with some new music. The title is 90 Proof with rapper Dreamville President J. Cole. And I think this track is just awesome. It is awesome, dude. I just had a whole lot of fun with this. Smino's vocal rises. Smino's performance on here is just flawless. I loved it. The production is so well touched. And Cole's verse is just the cherry on top of everything on here. This is a hidden gem track for sure, because this is one that I didn't even really notice on the list. This is one that I had to kind of dig in for. I'm like, what the fuck? Why is this not higher up on the list? It's certainly worth giving the play. It should be way higher on the list for the new release chart. You should definitely play it if you're into that. Okay, then I did make some reactions to a couple tracks. So one of these that I did, this is the new Lil Nas track that came out last week. It's called Star Walkin. It's the new track for the League of Legends game, new season coming out. So guys, you should definitely go click on the video after this to go hear the full breakdown. But yeah, overall, it's a vibe, you know. Production is solid. I'm gonna stay with that core feeling about I wish there was something more epic into the chorus. I don't know, something really needed to be there. If they're really gonna fall in line with like this type of like EDM kind of mimic, don't fake me out like that for the whole track. It's just a tease. It's a blue ball the entire time. But like I said, with that missing, everything else is still pretty good. And then closing out this week's singles of the week, we have the return of the one and only Paramore of the track This Is Why. So guys, also check out this video, my reaction, once you are done on here. And don't forget to give a like to this video, by the way, and subscribe. But yeah, shortly giving my opinion about it so you can go see the full breakdown. I like this return. I'm still into this type of pop rock that the band has been keeping up with. It still seems like a continuation off of After Laughter when it comes to sonically, conceptually, it seems like we're starting to drift off to something different. Maybe something a little bit more personal for Haley and maybe for the rest of the bandmates. I'm not really too sure yet. And I'm not really too sure how distinctful we're going to really stay off with these influences of pop rock and a little bit of slight punk music. And it's almost like they're kind of revolving back to some of their roots, back from their, not even like in their beginning stages, like from Riot or even Brand New Eyes. I would say more they're self-titled, but not much of the hard rock is in there, or the punk rock is that much in there. So we're gonna see. Just with this one, I'm enjoying it. It's decent. And that is it for this week's Singles of the Week, guys. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed, go on and like, share, comment down below. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel, down in the description you see all the links for the tracks that I talked about in this video, more videos, and also the links to my social media accounts, so you can keep with me on the daily. And I'm gonna catch you in the next one.